Welcome to our module on citing sources in the APA style. Here we will provide an overview of how to give credit to other authors in the text of your papers. When writing a manuscript, you will be joining a conversation on a topic or a problem that is already being discussed by other authors in their papers. You will want to borrow information from those authors to explain that problem and to discuss how it has been studied or discussed to date. Adding information from credible authors who are already contributing to a body of literature on a problem adds credibility to your paper when you cite the material appropriately, giving credit to the original sources. It is important to identify credible, current resources to include in the work you are compiling, and it is equally important to give credit to those sources so your readers can identify the original information. When we borrow information from other authors and include it in our papers, we must give those authors credit. If you do not indicate that information originated from another source within the text of your paper, you are committing plagiarism. Plagiarism is representing the ideas of another author as your own, whether paraphrasing, quoting directly, or describing an idea that influenced your work. This is according to the APA 6th edition, page 170. Plagiarism is a serious offense and undermines the credibility of your work and your credibility as an author. In general, if an idea did not originate in your brain or from data you collected and it is included in your paper, you must ask yourself, what source do I need to cite to support this idea? Or, where did this idea originate? Or, where did I first read this information? Answering these questions will indicate to whom you must give credit for the ideas. APA style prescribes how to give credit to the ideas of other authors. First, you must include in-text citations in the body of your paper whenever you include borrowed information. Second, you must include a citation on the reference page which corresponds to the in-text citation and indicates exactly where the reader may locate the published information. Now we will consider examples of borrowed information and the information required in the in-text citations for each. There are several ways you might incorporate the work of other authors in your manuscript. First, you may want to reproduce the words of another author or use the words exactly as they appear in the source. This is known as direct quotation. Direct quotation is copying the words of another author exactly as they appear in that publication. Next, you may want to paraphrase another author. Paraphrasing is rephrasing the words of another author in your own words. Summarizing is reducing larger passages of text into essential ideas. And synthesis moves beyond summary to combine multiple ideas from one source or similar ideas from multiple sources. These are all ways of including information from other sources in your papers. This example shows a direct quotation of less than 40 words. APA style requires that quotation marks surround direct quotations to indicate that the information is taken directly from another text. After closing the quotation marks, parentheses are used to indicate a citation of the source of the material. For a direct quotation, provide the last name of the author or authors followed by a comma, then the year of the date of publication followed by a comma, then a P period, and the page number from which the quotation was copied. If the quotation was taken from consecutive pages, use PP period rather than P period before the page number. If a direct quotation is 40 words or longer, the quotation must be formatted a bit differently. Present the quotation as a block of text, which you begin on a new line and indent a ½ inch from the left margin. Double space the entire quotation. Do not use quotation marks because the indentation and block format indicate directly quoted material. Place the appropriate punctuation at the end of the quotation and then include the parenthetical citation after the punctuation. This in-text citation must have a corresponding citation on the reference page indicating exactly where the reader can find the borrowed material. If you paraphrase ideas from another author or synthesize ideas across multiple sources, you do not have to use quotation marks. However, you still must include an in-text citation after the borrowed material indicating where the information originated. Within the parentheses, only the last name of the author or authors and the year of publication are required. This example presents a paraphrase, its corresponding parenthetical citation, and the citation that appears on the reference page. This next example presents the same information for a synthesis of ideas across multiple authors. The parenthetical citation for the synthesized information includes multiple sources and would correspondingly refer to several different sources on the reference page. The previous examples of in-text citations relate to the first citation of an author in a given paragraph. However, APA style also indicates circumstances when exceptions apply. When a work has two authors cite both authors' last name every time the reference occurs. When a work has 3, 4, or 5 authors, cite all the authors' last names the first time the reference occurs in the text. Then, in subsequent citations, use the first author's last name followed by ET/AL period, rather than listing all authors' last names. When a work has 6 or more authors, cite only the last name of the first author followed by ET/AL period in the first and all subsequent citations. When authors of 2 separate documents have the same last name, include the author's initials in the in-text citation. These initials must correspond to initials provided on the reference page. The year of publication is only required in the first citation for a reference within each given paragraph. So, if you cite Smith 2007 6 times in one paragraph, only the first parenthetical citation requires the date. Each subsequent citation in the paragraph would be open parentheses Smith, close parentheses. These exceptions are not the complete APA guidelines. So, when you are creating your in-text citations and your reference list, please consult Chapter 6 of the APA Manual for further guidance.